flowers. I have something really wonderful to share with you today. You see, a really dear friend of mine, her name's Elizabeth, she wrote a poem all about flowers. Would you like to hear it? It's a lot of fun. Oh, wonderful. Let's get it out, shall we? Are you ready? The poem is called Flower Children, the little cousins of the field and the garden. Are you ready? Here I go. Eager little daffodil came too soon and took a chill. Jack Frost pinched her ear and said, "Silly child, go back to bed." Lady Tulip, stately dame, from across the ocean came. She liked this country very much, although she only spoke in Dutch. Lily of the Valley said she guessed she was a sleepyhead, but she got up and dressed for town in her new green tailored gown. Pussy Willow said, "Meow, wish someone would tell me how other kittens get around and frolic and roll on the ground." Primrose is the dearest thing. She loves to play outdoors in spring. But if a little child is ill, she's happy on the windowsill. Grandfather Dandelion had such pretty hair, but along came a gust of wind and left his head quite bare. Young Dandelion generously offered him some gold to buy a cap to keep his dear old head from being cold. Lilac wears a purple plume, scented with a sweet perfume. Very high-born lady, she is quite proud of her family tree. Pansies, like the shaded places, with their friendly little faces, always seem to smile and say, "How are all the folks today?" Johnny Jump-Up made a bet that he could pass for a violet. What spoiled the little rascal's game? The scent he used was not the same. Modest little Violet was her loving mother's pet. Didn't care to go and play. She'd rather stayed home all day. Would you like that? Cowslip dearly loves to romp around the bottom of the swamp. She comes along in early spring, before the grass or anything. Little golden-hearted Daisy told the sun she felt quite lazy. Said to the earth it was quite wet. She thought she wouldn't open yet. Laughing Lucky Four-Leaf Clover is a most atrocious rover. Doesn't stay long in one place. He goes around and never leaves a trace. Thirsty little Buttercup caught the dew and drank it up. Said the cool water was so good, she didn't seem to care for food. Sweet little maid Forget-Me-Not, she's such a darling little tot, a blue-eyed child with modest ways. She's never spoilt a bit by praise. Common little Garden Pink went away to school, just think! When she came home for vacation, she made everyone call her Rose Carnation. Honeysuckle, pretty vine, loved about the porch to twine, thought it was too sweet for words to visit with the hummingbirds. Wild Rose runs around everywhere, likes to breathe the nice fresh air. With her hybrid connection, it cannot match her pink complexion. Oh, but have you seen Sweet Blair Rose? She wears the very dearest clothes. A hat the sweetest ever seen, and a dainty frock all shades of green. Can you imagine how many shades of green there are? There's so many. Bluebell softly, gently sways through the hot summer days, lives where nothing else can grow, and that's why we love her so. Sweet Pea said she thought they might give her a dress that wasn't white. So Mother Earth chose for her all the colors that there were. Isn't that exciting? Snapdragon is very bold. He plays his tricks on both young and old, hides behind an old stone wall, and shoots his pop gun at us all. Iris, in the country garden, politely said, "I beg your pardon, But I'm from sunny France, you see, and my real name is Fleur-de-Lis. Peony is a charming lady. She doesn't like a spot too shady. Likes to live out in the light, dressed in red and pink or white. Jack Rose said ambitiously that he said he'd like to grow to be a tree. But his father said, better far, be contented as you are. Apple Blossom is a fairy, swinging in a tree so airy. By and by, the little sprite sprinkles the ground in pink and white. That's the end of the poem. Isn't it just the best? Oh, I love the way she describes all the flowers like they're fairies that come out when we're not looking. Do you think that might actually happen? You better look at a flower very carefully next time. Well, I better get going, but it was so lovely seeing you, and I'll see you